Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, day 27 or something like that. I've lost count, but it's on a spreadsheet somewhere. Today's entry is The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. It's the second in the series, only two of which were made by Disney. The third one, I think, was shuffled off to another studio to continue the trilogy arc. You'll not find that third one on Disney Plus, from what I can tell. Yeah, it's. I think they were not making as much money as they wanted to off these Narnia films after the first one. I guess the second one was justified money wise, not so much the third. You have to understand at this point in our movie going history, the reason why a movie like this was made was because the supernatural, fantasy realm type of film series were big box office between Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, even, especially the third one getting a Best Picture win for Return of the King. Narnia, I don't know if it was ever meant to go for a Best Picture nod. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was fun enough. It's the only real book that I ever read as a kid. C.S. Lewis, for those of you who don't know. Full of his Christian allegories and things like that with Aslan and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Prince Caspian picks up a couple years later for the kids. They're grown up a little bit more. But they still kind of lived an entire life in Narnia and then were sent back to start their lives as kids again. So that can be kind of disappointing, especially when you're in London during World War One. Probably not a fun place to be when you were ruling a kingdom for the last couple decades. So yeah. So when they get a chance to go back in this one, they're all for it. So whether the audience was into it or not is another thing. I mean, a lot of the good things about this film, though, are the appearances of certain actors. Of course, Liam Neeson returns as the perfect voice of Aslan. You also get Reeby Cheap, the mouse, a sword-wielding mouse, is Eddie Izzard. Pretty solid casting in that. You got what do we got? Oh, Peter Dinklage and Warwick Davis as dwarves. Yeah, this is pre Peter Dinklage, by the way, pre Game of Thrones. But the man, no matter how big that man is, his voice is always so much bigger. He's affecting a fake British accent this time. Once again, it's a bit stronger in this than it is in Game of Thrones. But the man has a voice that is distinctive and fits perfectly in this kind of realm. You forget he's a little guy, except for people constantly reminding him of that. So, yeah, he's good in this. The kids are back. They're all pretty good. The actors for what they're supposed to do here. The movie itself is 2.5 hours long. The last 10 to 15 minutes of it is the credits. So it's really about 2 hours and 15 minutes long. The effects are done by Weta Workshop out of New Zealand. And yeah, it's a long movie. There's, again, just like all the other fantasy films of that time, you got to put in big battles. Just people just shooting arrows at each other, sword fighting and everything else. It's always got to have that big monstrous battle. It's like a cliche now in every single fantasy film. Of course, Lord of the Rings and the end of Harry Potter and everything else. So yeah, you got to keep doing that stuff. But it sort of drags a little bit. The movie, like I said, it's 2.5 hours long. It could have wrapped up a little bit faster, but whatever. That's why it probably did not do as well as it could have at the box office, I guess. So yeah, if you're a big fan of the C.S. Lewis books, I don't know if you're too, if you're really like obsessive about details and stuff like that. I don't know if this will tick you off if there's any changes. Like I said, the only one I remember reading is Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when I was a kid, and even that, when I saw the movie, I was not like, oh, they did this wrong, they did that wrong, or they skipped that scene. You can only do so much in films compared to books. Books have endless budgets for endless huge scenes. So, yeah, Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian is an alright film. It's not the greatest. So, but if you're a fan of that stuff, go ahead and watch it. It's on Disney Plus right now if you got 2.5 hours to blow. But we're going to take 1 minute right here to pick our new selection for random selection for the day, for tomorrow, because this is the part I love the most. All right, here we go. Number 7, between 1 and 768. 535, another high level one. It's probably one of the items. 535. 535. So much scrolling. Here we go. 5. Come on. Oh. I wonder why that number seems so familiar. Because we had 536 not too long ago. 535 is a Swiss Family Robinson 1940s version. What are the odds out of 768 items in this thing that I'm going to watch 2 versions of the Swiss Family Robinson in the same month, probably the same 2 weeks or so. I know I've never seen this version, so watch along with me. If you like the last one from 1960, the 1940s version, who knows what kind of sensibilities and filmmaking tactics they'll take in putting that one together. So, Swiss Family Robinson 1940s version tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. See you then. Bye.